What's the
Your
chair?
request.
There you go.
Accept. Did
Yeah,
it
it
work?
looks like it's done.
Ah! Is it working? Ah! No. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Okay. It should be good.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Husband, can you, can you hear correctly, or is it doing the little, like,
Echo. Jinx.
you owe me. No, you jinxed me.
I jinxed you.
So I owe you.
Yes.
Yes, what? Yes, you can hear it
Is
correctly.
it good or is it bad?
It works. Okay.
Okay, great.
Let me fix your camera because it's slanted.
There you go.
Is it good?
That's good. Testing.
Hello, people. We have people. We have people. Hello, people.
Hi, y'all.
Hi. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm going to do a brief introduction to the show and then we can get started.
I'm ready.
Hold on. Let me put on my wedding ring before I get in trouble.
Okay. Look, I made sure I put mine on because I had jumped out the shower and I was like, how you going to be WifeyLifeFitness? But no wifey.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Married.Mommy.Maestra. Bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Married.Mommy.Maestra. Today I'm here with Shayla. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Shayla. I'm owner of WifeyLifeFitness, and I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. I have the questions.
Okay.
We didn't even go over these before you.
We're freestyling, baby. You know what?
We got this.
We got the Moscato, the freestyle, the question.
We didn't even put it away. It's still out here.
Just
in case,
Just
you know.
Let's do it.
Let's see. So, would you like to just do like a quick synopsis, like who you are, where you come from?
Yes. Well, I mean, that's so deep, right? Who are we really? Like, but anyway, I'm gonna take it back.
Mm-hmm.
So my name is Shayla Pellerin. I am originally from Orlando, Florida. I made my way to Houston by way of going to college. Florida A&M, the #1 HBCU in the country, by the way, go Rattlers. I went there back in 2000, whatever, and I met my husband. I did not know that was my husband at the time. We were hanging out, having a good time. He couldn't live without me, and then, of course, and then we ended up getting married. We were college sweethearts. He asked for sugar. I gave him sugar, and he never wanted to look back. So he's originally from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
We met in Tallahassee, right? Tallahassee, Florida, where family is. And we stayed there for about maybe 2 to 3 years after we graduated. After that, we were ready to start a family. He's originally from Houston, and his mom was like, hey, if you get a job in Houston, you can come out in Houston. You can stay at his grandma's house. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm tired of Tallahassee, ready to have a good community, base. I loved everything about Houston. So then I moved out here about 8 years ago. 2014, and just been going through different things. Dealt with infertility, dealt with PCOS, so many different things that I just overcame the last 8 years. And then just coming after that, I ended up having my baby Zoey through IVF. And after that, I really kind of lost myself. So I was kind of doing WifeyLifeFitness before me and my husband got married in Florida, but it was just something that I was just working out, sweating for the wedding, like, oh, okay, let me get fine.
Yeah.
Then afterwards I'm like, okay, I have my husband, I don't need to work out anymore, that happy way. And I was like, all right. I was okay, I was loving myself, and then I ended up getting pregnant, trying to get pregnant, getting pregnant through in vitro, and then having a little bit of like postpartum.
Yeah.
And that then exercise is really was my way, so it gave me endorphins. It gave me a reason to kind of feel like myself again. And then I was like, oh, I love how this feels. And then I started getting compliments on, you look great, and I really did it for just my mental health. Everyone were like, well, can I work out with you? And I'm like, yeah, I love helping people. And I ended up working out with everyone. And they were like, you should make this a business. And I was like, no, like, I'm not going to charge anybody for this. But yeah, I ended up like doing boot camps in the park. And it really has thrived from there. And I'm on baby number 2, revamping WifeyLifeFitness. And now I'm just here to be a platform and try to help everybody I can. All the mamas. All the non-mamas.
Non-mamas.
The wannabe moms.
The wifeys.
The wifeys, the non-wifeys, you wife yourself. Look, it's female empowerment. So that's a little bit about how I got here to this day in 2022.
And we'll dig deeper into that throughout the show.
Yes.
But let me go ahead and translate the majority of that because, you know, I got a little lost. There's a lot going on. But it is originalmente de Orlando, Florida. You're from Orlando, Florida. You went to, I'm talking Spanish. Fuiste a la escuela de Florida A&M University. Go Rattlers. Ahí fue donde conociste a tu esposo. Bueno, novio en el tiempo y luego después se casaron. Él es de Houston, Texas, entonces después de algunos años decidieron regresar a Houston y tuvo problemas con infertilidad, luego tuvo una hija y luego tuvo otra hija y ha pasado muchas cosas, entonces vamos a hablar sobre eso durante el programa. So let's start with, let me see what I wrote down first. You told us your origins. Okay. Let's go to the number 1 HBCU, according to her. I'm not getting in a mix of all of that.
Right.
But what made you decide to go to that school?
You know, like growing up, okay, my dad was kind of somewhat like suburban, and my mom and dad were not together. Now, I can't remember them being together since I was an itty bitty baby. And like growing up with them, I had 2 different households. So my mom was more like, she was more like urban, you know, hood, you know, whatnot. And my dad was more affluent, suburban, like non-hood. I went to different schools, predominantly white schools, where I kind of didn't feel like I had a place. You know, going back and forth, I kind of got made fun of for talking a certain type of way, being a white girl, whatnot. So I went to Tallahassee to visit my auntie, I believe, and she was like, you need to go to Florida A&M FAMU, it's going to be the best, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, auntie, whatever. So, like, she's been saying that since I was in middle school. And I was like, okay, FAMU. And I was saying yes because I was brainwashed, you know, I'm going to be honest. I was brainwashed. And then about, I think, senior year, when I was 17, I went there. We did a college tour, and I went there, and I just fell in love with everybody. Like, there were so many different types of Black people that were like me. So I was like, this is a place that I could kind of be myself and find my home and kind of make my own like self again, like a Renaissance person. So I was like, okay, family was it, and it was the best decision I made. One of the best decisions I made in my life. So,
Le pregunté por qué decidió ir a la escuela donde ella fue en Florida y decidió ir ahí porque sus papás, cuando ella era una niña, estaban separados, entonces tenía 2 diferentes casas y en ninguna de las casas se sentía bien, no sabía cómo quién ser, como su mamá o con su papá, y en las escuelas que fue ella eran mayormente güeros americanos, entonces fue a Florida A&M University, que es un HBCU, Historically Black College and University.
Yes.
Entonces es donde la mayoría son personas afroamericanas y ahí se sintió como pudo haber encontrado quién es ella realmente. You look amazing.
Thank you, Cherry. I mean, 21 kookaroos for you. I love you. Thank you, my love. And hi, Mom. Good evening as well. Thank you for attending.
Hello.
These are my biggest fans. Like, I am just so grateful just to have
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, just a great support system and just everything fantastic about them. So thank you for logging on.
So at school, that's where you met your husband.
That's where I met my husband, yes.
Can you tell us your love story?
Okay, so the love story is not really your ordinary love story, okay? So, college, okay, this is a disclaimer for the kids, the young kids that's going to college. So, college is not really known for people falling in love, okay? Mm-hmm. So, when you go to college, it's good to explore your different options. At that time, Philip, my husband, were exploring our own options together. And it was an option that we decided to partake in a certain type of friendship with benefits, right?
Okay.
Yes. So we saw each other. It was over the summer. I was like, oh, hey, you look good. He was like, hey, you look good. We're hanging out. We have nothing else to do. It is what it is, So you try to play the game, when you're young, like I was 20, I think I met him before I turned 21. You feel like you're the best thing since sliced bread. You feel like, oh yeah, nobody's gonna hold me down. Yeah, we got caught up in the game. You try to play the game, try to say, oh, we don't really like each other that much, and then we do. You have to go through different things to realize that, and that ended up being the person that I wanted to be with. So that was back and forth going for maybe about 6 months to a year. And then we finally decided, let's stop playing games and settle down. We're better together. Mm-hmm. And it's been history ever since. So, and that was around 2013, 12. Sorry, Phil. Just text it on there, Phil, because I don't know. He knows, but around...
At one point.
We're the same person now, so...
Ella conoció a su esposo cuando tenía 20 años y al principio estaban diciendo que sí, diciendo que no, solo vamos a ser amigos, vamos a hacer cosas, pero solo somos amigos, nada realmente. 2013.
Thanks, Phil.
En el 2013 dijo el esposo. Solo querían ser amigos, pero hacer lo que querían hacer y decidieron después de algunos meses que 2008. I'm like, what if he's gonna have to
He doesn't even know. He don't even. What is he saying?
It's not.
I don't know.
At some point.
Anywho,
back in the day.
Okay.
Decidieron después de algunos meses estar juntos y desde entonces han estado juntos. How long did you guys date before you got married?
Okay, dating. Carry the one. Did he put it on there? What did he say? We liked each other since 2012. I think we dated for about 3.5 years. I think we were engaged for 1.5. So, and I had put him on a plan because the spring chicken wasn't getting any younger. So I had put him. I was like, hey, listen, if you want this, there's a plan. I need us to date for at least 3 years, engaged for a year. That was my 4-year plan, and he laughed at me, but he followed through.
He followed through with the plan.
So my guys, shout out to Phil for that.
Shout out to Phil for following through.
Following through with the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's gonna be out.
I feel like a lot of times people are like, no, I'm dating to marry, and I'm gonna date for 2 months, and then I'm gonna get married because if we're gonna be together, why?
Yeah, no. And I was like that, back in the day, but then really talking to him, he was like, if you're gonna be together forever, what does it matter? You're gonna be the rest of your life, right? So what's the point of dating 2 months? Because y'all plan on being together another 2 months. So really take time to really know each other. Because it's a friendship, and you want to be with your best friend, and I feel like I am, so I appreciate that. I'm not trying to get
I got some napkins here.
Yeah, right behind the wine.
Right behind the wine. You need some more of that too. We got claps.
Oh,
claps! Woo! What was the question? I don't even remember. Oh, estuvieron juntos como. Shayla tuvo un plan y le dijo su plan a su novio, de entonces era su novio, de 4 años. 3 años ser novios y luego 1 año de what is it called? Cuando de comprometidos. There we go. I got this. 3 años de novios y 1 año de comprometidos antes de casarse. Y él al principio se reía de ella, pero decidió seguir el plan y ya estamos aquí. I'm like, you're probably nodding along, like, yeah.
I know a little bit of Spanish. Like, honestly, Phil hates when I'm like speaking Spanish in like Mexico, like because he hates my accent, but I do it anyway. Like, ¿cuántos cuestas? How much?
How much?
Because I'm always trying to shop in Mexico.
Let me see. Okay, so y'all were together in Florida.
Yes.
After you were already married?
After we were already married. Yes.
How did that go?
I think we did our first year. Look, let me think about it. We did our first year together. We were married in 2013. We moved from Florida to Houston in 2014. So that was good. I think we were working for the state. We were really just trying to like develop ourselves as a couple, but like going through so much before. Once we got married, it was like we were already married. Like the tough spots was the beginning, trying to figure out like, oh, I like you, maybe I don't like you, like trying to go back and forth. But once we made a commitment, it was just like, okay, we're down for each other, we're riding, we're married, we have a piece of paper, but we already knew what it was before. So like, I think that year after it was great. Like no kids, we did some vacations, did PCOS, so. Just really just getting to know each other and just living together. That's it. That's when you learn how to live with somebody. That's when you really know it's like, okay, this is meant to be because
it's tough.
It's tough. And then like when you're fighting with somebody like your husband, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go to my house. No, you got to sleep on the couch or go outside and breathe a little bit and come back in and talk. And, because they always say never go to bed angry. So, and I'm a firm believer in that. So it's like, okay, we're gonna talk it out. We're not gonna go to bed angry, and whatever differences we are, we're gonna do it right here in this household because it's ours together.
Yeah.
And so, I think that's really a big part of our component of our marriage. I'm just like, okay, we're communicating. We go together forever, so might as well talk it out now or later.
No, yeah.
Either ways, but it's gonna be better if you just get it out the way and talk about what's bothering you. So.
El primer año de su matrimonio lo pasaron en Florida todavía, viviendo juntos. No fue un problema. What is obstáculo? No, that's not the word either. I don't even know what I'm trying to say in English. It's like I'm trying. Bueno, fue difícil cuando empezaron a vivir juntos porque acostumbrarte a vivir con alguien puede ser difícil, pero una cosa que ellos en su matrimonio encuentran muy importante es nunca acostarse enojados. I'm getting the words out. They're coming, I promise. Nunca acostarse o dormirse enojados, entonces siempre comunican cuando tienen algún problema. Y ese fue el primer año. Empezar a encontrar cómo navegar, vivir juntos. So you guys moved to Houston.
Yes.
And did you end up living with his grandma?
So we lived in his grandma's house. His grandma had passed away. But it was a house that his mom provided, which I'm so grateful for, to help out for us to stay. So, we just had to do like the property taxes and whatnot, and, utilities and whatnot. And that was really like a handout to help us get a job, make sure the expenses will take care of the house. And we stayed in that house for about 5 years.
Okay.
Afterwards, and so many great memories, just amazing opportunity to come to Houston. And like Houston was like the community that we didn't have in Tallahassee. Like we met our college friends in Tallahassee, and I thought it was going to be weird because he had his friends in in Houston. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm from Orlando, I'm not going to know anybody. These people are not going to like me, but like they accepted me with open hands, and like really Houston has really become my second home. It's really my home now because
you've been here for
now I go back home. I go to Orlando and I'm like, what is this? this? I haven't been here in years. So, like, yeah, Houston is my home. And, like, having children and just making this our community and our foundation is something I'm really grateful for. And I'm glad we made that transition.
I'm gonna have to edit a lot, because I keep pausing. It's like I'm racking my brain around the way.
You got this. You got it.
Cuando se mudaron a Houston, vivieron en la casa de su abuela. Who is laughing?
I don't know.
I
like the laugh.
Like, okay, babe. Like, I'm freaking.
You got it. You got it. Look.
Cuando se mudaron a Houston, vivieron en la casa de su abuelita, de su esposo. Ella había fallecido, pero su mamá de él tenía la casa y les ofreció esa casa en lo que ellos se acomodaban. Decidieron quedarse ahí, empezaron a hacer su vida y vivieron ahí como 5 años. Shayla está diciendo que ella ve Houston como su nueva casa, su nueva casa. What is home? Like, I feel like,
Isn't that casa?
well, yeah, but it's like house.
Is that house not a home?
I mean, yes, but Houston is not a house. Bueno, tiene mucho amor por la ciudad de Houston y porque aquí fue donde empezó a vivir su vida con su esposo y tener sus hijos. Okay, I didn't even ask this, and that was like one of the first questions.
Okay, let's go.
How did we meet? Okay, because I'm like, so you moved to Houston. I was like, did you go right to being a teacher?
Oh,
like,
no, girl. I had a couple jobs. Don't worry about it. It was a medical field. And then I decided to I did WifeyLifeFitness, and I decided to be a PE teacher for elementary school because I was like, I'm teaching women, I can teach kids. And that's when I ended up working there at Kid Nexus Primary. And I met you because you were in the middle school, right? How did we meet? Like, I don't remember the first time. I know it was Michaela. It was at Clemens. It was Ashley Clemens. And I think we were all hanging out together, I think. That was...
I don't know. But...
Because we were not even at the same school.
No. Point is, I think our first actual interaction outside of work...
Yes.
Was when we went out.
Yeah. We went to Montrose, didn't we?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good time. And you were like, oh, we're just going to do this. And we turned up. And I was like, girl, me too. So, yeah, we went to Montrose and we lived it up.
Oh, it was such a vibe.
I think somebody lost a shoe. Flip-flops. Who was there?
Look, I don't even... I would be lying.
Somebody was lying on somebody's back.
Yeah, I would be lying.
And then the shoe was just...
if I said that I remember
slapping
that
in the wind and then that's all I remember.
We went.
And I said, let me go home because I just met her and we were vibing. And I was like, oh, I don't want her to think of me of a certain kind of way.
I think people don't think that teachers have a life outside.
The teachers have the life. That's who you party with, is the teachers. Because they know when you turn Barney off, look, it's a whole nother.
You said Barney?
When you turn Barney off, especially elementary, ooh. When you turn off that, Care Bears and all that, you have a whole nother side. Like, there's another side where, you're like, okay, I'm ready to get it out. I'm tired of listening to Cocomelon all day.
Cocomelon.
Just give me all the bad words. Give me some Megan. I want to try these movies out, see if I still got it. Because sometimes you get far removed, You gotta test it out, so.
Nosotros nos conocimos porque trabajábamos en la misma. He's laughing emoji.
I love it.
Trabajamos en la misma escuela. Trabajábamos porque ya no trabajamos ahí. I'm like, we used to work there. No, trabajamos en la misma escuela. Yo trabajaba en la secundaria y ella en la primaria. Un día decidimos ir como un grupo. Éramos como 5 maestras, salimos a unos barrios y hicimos cosas que haces, en los barrios. y ya, fue un tiempo muy, Jesus. Muy divertido. Fue un tiempo muy divertido y ahí fue donde nos conocimos. Salimos a bailar y a tomar algunas bebidas de adultos.
I know about alarm. That's dance.
That's dance.
Okay.
Yes. We went to the dance and drank some adult beverages.
Yes. Adult apple juice. Yes.
So you started at the medical field? I'm not going to throw a weird question at you.
Oh, no. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I started, so I got my degree in healthcare. Yeah.
Okay.
Healthcare management. I actually ended up, I wanted to be a physical therapist.
I
Actually.
wanted to be a physical therapist.
Why are we the same person? Okay, but but at FAMU, the number one HBCU in the country, they wanted a doctorate, and my spirit didn't have it in me, so I ended up getting a degree in healthcare management, and then ended up working for the state of Florida, doing like Medicaid and customer service there, and then I just used my insurance background, so I did like insurance verification in Houston, and then I ended up working for a laboratory right before I ended up going to teaching. Believe it or not, I have like 12 lives. Believe it or not.
So empezó en médico, yes, en lo médico, trabajando en la área médica con aseguranza y después de eso fue cuando empezó a ser una maestra de gimnasio. Yeah, you were a PE teacher?
I was a PE teacher, yes.
That's where we met.
Yes, you met. Yes, I was a PE teacher for kindergarten, first grade.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's all they had at that time.
Oh, right. Oh, because you were a founder.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I can only record up to like
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay, you got it. You reset.
But we reset now.
Okay.
Yes. So you started doing Wifey Life before you started working?
Yeah, I actually did Wifey Life before I started working as a PE teacher. I think it was when I was working as a billing representative for Anthem, and then I ended up going to the laboratory after I had my daughter, and just really just starting. I had like more time on my breaks to like run outside and do stuff like that in boot camps, and that's when I was really trying to get on. I was really focused on my postpartum journey. Mm-hmm. So then I started doing boot camps, and everybody started to join and support the following. And I was just like, they believe in me more than I believe in myself. Sometimes. Yeah, I remember my one friend at that bachelorette party, and she was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be my personal trainer for my bachelorette party in Jamaica." And I was like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I've never did that before." And she was like, "Well, you about to do it now." So I was like, "Okay." She's like, "WifeyLifeFitness, let's go." So I like went on Harwood and made like a shirt real quick because I was like, "Okay, I got to be official." And like that was like my first shirt I ended up making. And like I just started doing merch, and everybody's like, "Oh, I love the logo." And my cousin made the logo for me, and like it just ended up blowing up. And it's just like that just looks so good. So I was like, "Okay, boot camps, merch, let's go." Like I'm a hustler, so I'm like, let's see what we can do.
What you gotta do.
Let's see what we can do. If somebody likes it, you might as well just run with it. You never know. When my idea might just pop up, pop off and be a millionaire. Mm-hmm. And you just got to get it out. I mean, it can be rough at first, but as long as you put it out there, update it, upgrade it, look, blow up.
So we're going to take a rewind. What is that for? So proud of you, Shay.
Oh, thank you.
Rewind. Yes. So Wifey Life started because of your postpartum journey. So do you want to rewind to I know you said you went through infertility.
Yes. Actually, Wifey Life was actually right before that. Before I got married, I was working out, sweating for the wedding. And I think I was working out on my break during the state, and I ended up getting like a sharp pain in my side, and I didn't know what was going on. And I was working out, and one of my cysts on my ovaries had ruptured, so I had to go to the hospital. And so I didn't know what was going on. I went to the ER. They didn't know what was going on. They thought it was gas. They thought it was so many different things. And then they were like, they did an ultrasound. I'm like, you have multiple cysts on your ovaries. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. Mm-hmm. But they were like, oh, it's something it's like PCOS. It's going to affect you, your fertility and whatnot. And I was just like, oh, wow. that's something hard to deal with after I think I had just got married or about to get married. And so I'm like, well, you're telling me that I won't be able to have kids. It was very devastating going through that. So I was just like, okay, well, I don't believe that. We'll revisit that later. So then we ended up moving to Houston. I get the job getting in vitro. Like I was like, okay, working for healthcare. Luckily, that was the benefit of doing in vitro. I had it covered, so then I ended up doing in vitro. And they were saying that's the only way that I was able to have a kid, which is not true. So look it up. But I did in vitro, and then I had Zoey in 2016, and after that, I don't know if it was because I had PCOS, but my hormones kind of got out of whack, and I just started getting postpartum, not depression, but very severe anxiety and everything. I was just like I just thought everything was gonna kill me or my baby. I don't know. It was just. And just to regulate that, like I didn't want to be on antidepressants or anything. So I just started working out, for myself and doing the endorphins and kind of trying to get back to myself. And it helped. And other people had taught, and then like people started asking me about in vitro questions, and like I'm always an open book. And they were like, "Oh, can you help me lose weight?" And I'm like, "Of course." So that's really where it spawned after I had my second child. And I just did boot camps with some of my closest coworkers, and they started losing weight. They started bringing people, and it just became a following. So I'm just grateful. That was like 2016, 2017, around that time. So about 5 years. I'm old.
I feel like time goes by so
fast. Yes.
Okay, I'm like literally over here was like Googling everything.
I have to say it in Spanish. Look, let me just drink while you got it, girl.
Okay, so ella tiene, paciencia, please, síndrome de ovario poliquístico. Yeah, PCOS, síndrome de ovario poliquístico. Y ella descubrió eso porque antes de casarse ella estaba entrenando para poder bajar de peso para su boda y tuvo un... It's like, I can't think of the most basic words.
Yes, all right. You want me to make them up? Because I will. I'll make up a word in a second.
Tuvo un dolor y fue al hospital y le encontraron un quiste en los ovarios y fue cuando la diagnosticaron con PCOS. Le dijeron que ella no iba a poder tener hijos y I don't look up in vitro.
No.
I feel like, is that the same thing
in vitro? No.
I don't know. It's just in vitro. Okay. Decidieron cuando vinieron a Houston empezar a tratar de tener un bebé, hicieron tratamientos in vitro. Google dice que así se dice, so. And Google Translate. Yeah, I'm on Google Translate.
That's how I learned Spanish too.
In vitro, y fue cuando se embarazó con su hija, su primera hija. Después de tener su hija, tuvo ansiedad postparto, no tuvo depresión, pero tuvo muy mala ansiedad. Y fue cuando empezó otra vez a entrenar para poder naturalmente sentirse mejor porque no quería tomar medicamento. Y empezó a hacer eso y empezó a invitar gente y esa gente empezó a invitar otra gente y ahí fue como empezó WifeyLife. Oh, that's yours. Como empezó WifeyLifeFitness. I think I got it all.
She got it. I believe it.
Let me see what else I have on here. What came first? WifeyLife or Zoey? I guess WifeyLife.
And then Zoey. But then Zoey prompted that. Yeah.
More WifeyLife.
More WifeyLife. And then WifeyLife is Zoey's Creationz. And the whole thing. So, anyway.
So, how was it finally being able to have your baby after being told that you couldn't?
It was just amazing because you couldn't even ask my closest friends. Like, going through that journey is just so mentally shattering for you. So, like, you have no belief in yourself, your body, anything. And it's just like, when you actually did it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a mother. Like, I literally did what they said I could not do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I tell the story to Zoey now because she's 6, but she doesn't really understand. And she actually came as my mother for Mother's Day. I had her, so I say, "You're my Mother's Day gift." Aww. And yeah, and she doesn't, and she's like, "So I was your gift for Mother's Day?" I'm like, "Yes, you're my gift," like literally. So it's just amazing how everything turns out, and like, you just really have to believe in yourself. Don't let other, even if it's the medical field, just if you know your body and you know you, just literally just say okay. Because I ended up having my second one without in vitro. But at that time, you do what you have to do because I was at the point where I was so low that I couldn't wait. I just thought that I couldn't. You think that you're not a woman because it's like that's what I was meant to do.
That's what you're naturally meant to do.
So I was like, okay, am I not good enough? Is my body not worthy? And then that's another thing. It's like, okay, not appreciating your body can cause other diseases as well because you're not taking care of it. So yeah, it was just a miracle, and I just felt like so much joy, and just still thinking about it now and talking about it, I just get goosebumps because it's like so supremely blessed, you know, and it's just like the things you overcome and people don't know, like by looking at you. Like,
yeah, I would have. I mean, you talked about it like online.
Yeah,
so I know like a little bit about it. But if I hadn't like seen your post, or we haven't had this conversation, I would have no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, and then like I'll just say, like, wait, I'm like, oh no, that was a whole thing, you know. But it's like there's always like a stigma with it, or people feel embarrassed. But you never know how common it is. And just to have somebody to just say, like, yeah, I've dealt with that before, and I know it totally sucks. And people can tell you positive stuff, but if they never had to deal with it, it's just like, oh, yeah, just get better. You know, it's going to work out. Like, it's like you don't know that, you know. And so it's good to have good people you can talk to, anybody to reach out, if anybody's watching this, or, you know, want to reach out. I'm always here to talk about the journey because it's so tough, but when you come out on the other side, you just feel like amazing, like a whole nother person. So, yeah.
Le pregunté cómo se sintió finalmente haber tenido su hija después de que le dijeron que no podía tener hijos. There's a fly. I'm about to just like...
No, don't do it.
Después de que le habían dicho que ella no podía tener hijos, y dijo que realmente se sentía como un milagro. Su hija nació en un Día de Madres, entonces ella cuando le cuenta ya que tiene 6 años, le cuenta, tú fuiste mi regalo de Día de Madres, y le explicó que ella tuvo todo lo que tuvo que hacer ella para poder tener esa hija. Su segunda hija la tuvo naturalmente, pero cuando estás en ese momento, dice que cuando te dicen eso y estás en ese momento, tú haces todo lo posible para poder tener un hijo. Entonces, por eso hicieron todos los tratamientos para eso y tuvo su hija y fue como un milagro. Y dice que todos los que quieran hablar con ella sobre eso pueden hablar con ella porque nunca sabes lo que está pasando a alguien si no te lo cuentan. Yo le dije a ella que si ella nunca me hubiera dicho, si nunca hubiera puesto, porque ha publicado su historia en línea, viéndola a ella o viendo a cualquier otra persona, tú no sabes qué es lo que están pasando. Entonces, solo poder platicar sobre eso. Yes.
Beautiful.
I'm like, that's the smoothest I've gone. Yes.
That's it.
Let me see. What has your mommy journey been like ever since having your first child?
Oh, man. Okay, so my mommy journey is in 2 parts, okay? So is Zoey, and I'm like, I have Zoey. Zoey was like the golden child, to be honest. I don't know if the first ones are always just like easy going, but Zoey slept in her own crib at 4 months. Like, she loves to sleep. We used to have house parties, and she would just be knocked out. Yeah, and I've come to a house party anyway, but knocked out, right? So, like, I'm like, okay, this is great. So, for some reason, I think, wow, when she was 3 or 4, I was like, you know what? Me felt like we want another one. Mm-hmm. The second one, she's a no-limit soldier, okay? So, she does not sleep. She rules the house. So, the mommy journey was 2 different. Like, the beginning, the first time, I'm like, oh, okay, yes. rainbows, unicorn. Let me do the matching shirts, And then the second one, I'm just like, what did I do? Like, what did I ask for? And am I okay mentally? Because that's a lot, especially when you're outnumbered and it's two girls. And then when you have the same attitude with you, that's a whole another story.
Yeah, and I think that just goes back to show like every pregnancy is different, every child is different. It doesn't matter that they're both girls; they have two completely different personalities.
Sugar and spice. So, yeah, pray for me.
So ella, su primera hija, dice que fue como súper bueno todo, todo felicidad y arcoíris y unicornios, todo perfecto. Y luego después de tener su segunda, dice que es completamente diferente, mucho más trabajo después de haber tenido su segunda. Son completamente diferentes las dos niñas y como hemos hablado antes, cada embarazo es diferente, cada niño es diferente, entonces no importa que las dos son niñas, son completamente diferentes. Entonces, todo es diferente. Okay, you see. How did you start your business? We already talked about this. Well, we didn't talk about Zoey's Creationz.
Oh, Zoey's Creationz. Okay, from my long line. Look, I think I'm gonna just do a book, and it's just gonna be chapters. Okay, so for Zoey's Creationz, so WifeyLifeFitness popped off. It's good where we stopped, right? So I started to do merch, shirts, right? So I was like, okay, trying to find people to do shirts. People wanted to buy the shirts, and me, I'm all about. I wanted people to have like my brand, but not pay too much, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I cut out the middleman so I don't have to buy these shirts for however much and try to sell them, the upcharge them to get. I would get probably like
get a profit.
$7 off the shirts, and then I would have to go back and forth. It was too much. So I was like, okay, let me buy this Cricut machine. I saw what the person did to make my shirts. They did them right then and there. And I was like, I can do this. Yeah. So, yeah, it took some time. And shout out to Chantal and Mike for letting us practice on all their clothes. It was like, look, we got the Cricut machine. Look, you have some stuff you want to put wifey. I got free wifey life gear for you as long as you let me practice on
Let me practice on your clothes.
You get leggings, you got some of my stuff.
Yes.
Tank tops, and I'm literally just printing stuff out. And I make stuff for wifey life, and then people are like, oh, can you make stuff for my brand too? And this and that. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I want this, and that. And I was like, okay. So then it ended up being like, oh, can you make this? Can you make that? And I was like, all right. So I ended up becoming a short order cook and literally just making whatever people wanted on trends, holidays, like $15 shirts, teachers. I was working at the school now, and we love a good shirt. So like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a shirt, $15, Halloween, whatnot. And that began Zoey's Creationz. I was talking to another teacher, and she was just like, oh yeah, you can make this a business. And I was like, I'm just doing this, for fun. And she's like, I got a name for it. It's Zoey's Creationz. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, yep, you're welcome. I was like, and like, seriously, shout out to Mitchell, because she was like, she believed in me before. And she's like, yeah, no, my friend has a business t-shirt business, and they blew up, and you can blow up too. And I was like, okay, let me just try it. And then, well, behold, like Zoey's Creationz is like, I had to take time between Zoey's Creationz and making shirts for other people because I love helping small businesses. And then like WifeyLifeFitness, where I'm doing boot camps and personal training moms to take care of themselves. But the Zoey's it takes time. I guess it depends on the month, like summer months, and then winter months, Zoey's Creationz. But like that's how I ended up having two businesses that literally can work with each other or work, to help ourselves and other businesses too. And that's one of my passions. Like, I'm like, you have an idea? Look, what's your logo? Let me put on a shirt. Go to a pop-up shop and let's go.
And let them know.
Yeah,
let them know Zoey's Creationz.
Zoey's Creationz made it, but this is your business. But, if you want some more shirts, I got you. So
I got, I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I really want, because I saw online, I was like, the weird social distance one with the little feet prints, because I was pregnant, and I was like, my gender reveal is coming up.
Yep.
Can you do this shirt for me? And you were like, yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, okay. And I still have that shirt somewhere.
You was like, you was like, I own stock in Zoey's Creationz. I was like, you do. Because it WifeyLife. Like, you was in the commercial.
I was in the WifeyLife commercial.
The main character, so. Yes.
We are all about
yes. I'm like, look at us supporting each other.
I know, and I feel like it's so important. And we talked about this with Zoey's Creationz. You want to support like other small businesses.
Yes.
And in my last podcast, like we talked about like women need to, build each other up. We need to support each other.
Women supporting women. That's what I'm about. I don't know if that's a thing. That's the next shirt. Women supporting women.
What the hell was that?
Women supporting. I ain't gonna watch. Anyway.
Oh, you don't gotta tell me something. I'm
go.
like, hopefully we don't get kicked off live because we're out here.
No, it's okay.
I promise. I will show you my ID. I am.
Over
21.
Look, all this year of experience. Y'all got gone over 20. We on chapter 4. All right, look. So.
Okay. So, empezó también otra empresa. Nope, that's not the word. Is that the word? That's not the word. How do you, what?
I don't know. Hi, Mom.
Negocio. There we go. Okay. Empezó otro negocio que se llama Zoey's Creationz. Eso empezó porque cuando ella estaba haciendo WifeyLife, ella quería hacer playeras para su negocio y ella las ordenaba con otro negocio y no quería tener que estar pidiéndolos del otro negocio y luego venderlos más caros para poder hacer dinero después de todo lo que pagó con el otro negocio. Entonces decidió comprar una máquina para poder hacer ella misma sus playeras de su negocio. Después de eso empezó a hacer otras cosas para otros negocios y decidió, alguien le dijo, ¿por qué no haces esto un negocio? ¿Por qué no haces playeras y otras cosas y es tu propio negocio? Porque así puedes hacer dinero haciendo lo que estás haciendo en vez de solo estar regalando cosas. Y luego empezó su negocio haciendo eso. Le gusta mucho ayudar a otros negocios chicos a hacer playeras para ellos, otras cosas que ellos necesiten. Y no sé cómo empezamos a platicar que yo estuve en su comercial de WifeyLife. Yo no me acordaba, pero sí, yo estuve en su comercial que ella hizo para su negocio de WifeyLife. Y cuando empezó Zoey's Creationz, ella me hizo la playera que yo usé para mi gender reveal de mi hija, que decía we didn't social distance, con unas patitas en la panza porque estaba embarazada. And I think that's all we talked about.
Yeah. Cherry has a good question. She said, what is your best advice for new entrepreneurs? Ooh.
That's a good question.
That's a very good question, Miss Cherry, who has her book out now, just saying, on Amazon.
Okay. yes, we love playing.
Yeah. Best, I think be consistent, because knowing that, okay, you have ideas and you want it to be perfect. Like for me, I want things to go a certain type of way, but like you have to put it out there. Because you might have ideas, even the boot camps, I'm like, it might be hot outside. I didn't think about like a location or whatever, but like people came out and we had a good time, and I was like, okay, next time we can do this, this, and this. And I think actually getting that idea out there and being consistent and just promote. Even if you don't think anybody is looking, people are watching, like, and you never know, you only need one person to have you blow up big.
Yeah.
So just make content or just push your stuff. And be consistent. It has its ups and its downs. You might feel like you're on the top of the world one day, and then down in the valley, crying in the shower the next day.
Yeah.
But that's like the life of being an entrepreneur. And just, if you believe in it, just really go through it. Go with it all the way through, Because it's like, at least you tried. You don't want to regret anything. So that's my biggest regret is to regret anything.
Yeah. Alguien preguntó cuál es un consejo que le daría a personas que quieren empezar su negocio y ella dijo que seas consistente. I'm gonna believe that's the word. Consistencia. Yes. Please correct me if that's not the word. pero dejar saber esa idea. Si tienes la idea y no lo haces, nadie va a saber y nunca va a empezar nada. Ser consistente con hablar sobre lo que estás haciendo, hacer posts, porque solo necesitas, aunque tú sientas que nadie está viendo lo que estás poniendo, solo necesitas una persona que vea eso y puede ser algo más grande. Entonces, ser consistente y siempre estar haciendo esa idea, aunque no sepas cómo va a pasar y qué va a pasar después de eso. Girl, you gotta reset again.
It's the content. We're just coming out with the teachers. Dropping knowledge. Love it.
Let me see. Okay, what do you do for self-care?
Ooh. What do I do for self-care? Okay, so lately I've been in bubble baths, Epsom salt. I do yoga and meditation. So like in my perfect life, I want to like wake up, like brush my teeth, meditate, well, do yoga and then do like 10 minutes of meditation so I can kind of have purpose of what I do. Mm-hmm. And that's really like my self-care, being consistent for that. Taking time out for myself, like sometimes I just want to take myself on a date, you know, go to the bar, whatever, and just basically like say, hey, it's okay for you to sit here and not answer the phone, not think about anything. You're not being lazy. Mm-hmm. You need rest, you know, and I think that's the biggest thing. And sometimes self-care isn't beautiful, you know, like it's not glamorous, but it's like, okay, maybe I just need to sit here and nobody talk to me and I be in the backyard for 30 minutes just to regroup. Just to say, you know what, it was too much for me, I'm overstimulated. Let me just have a different perspective and come back in, you know, so I can be good for my family. Yeah. So I think self-care is the best care, and that may look different ways.
It may look different for everyone. Le pregunté cómo ella se cuida ella misma. Dice que le gusta hacer mucho yoga o meditación, también estar en el baño, en la tina, there we go, con burbujas y todo eso, para ella tener su propio tiempo, ella misma, hacer algo ella sola, porque ella también le gusta salir ella sola, para poder tener su tiempo, para cuidarse ella misma, para poder ser mejor para las personas a su alrededor.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Boundaries.
Okay.
Setting boundaries and saying no to stuff. Especially us as like moms and being like married, like you have to say no. Like when you sometimes we take on too much on our plate and we're just like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And then you just break down. Like, and then everybody's like, what's wrong with you? Like you took in too much, you know? So saying, you know, I can't do that, and literally just having those boundaries is another form of self-care, which may not be glamorous, but you know. Boundaries. Yeah, boundaries is where it's at. 2022 is the year of boundaries for me.
Oh, no. I've talked to a lot of people.
Oh, look, you just have to know. You know your limit, and you just say, oh, I'm not doing it. Okay.
Otra cosa que quiso agregar es tener tus límites, poner tus límites, porque a veces como esposas o como mamás decimos sí a todo, y luego después nos sentimos mal porque no podemos hacer todo, o a veces nos sentimos mal porque no fue mucho y no pudiste hacer todos. Entonces poner límites en que sí, que no, y ser consistente con eso. Límites. Yeah. Boundaries is límites, which is limits.
No limits.
Yeah.
No limits.
Okay. Let me see.
All right.
While we wrap up these questions, does anyone else have any questions?
Oh yeah, does anybody shout out? Look,
questions in the audience, preguntas que tengan.
How do you shout? Oh, thank you. Anybody else?
You can go ahead and start.
Any questions? Look, let me know because these lashes get a little heavy. You gotta. Any more questions? Okay. Going once, going twice.
It says any parting words.
Any parting words? Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't let anybody dim your light. Literally, if you're just too shiny for somebody, tell them to leave. I mean, tell them not to look your way. Just literally just be you. Never be afraid of being you, because somebody might try to make you feel small because they're feeling small inside. So never really take anything what anybody else says personally, because we're always evolving, we're always working on ourselves. It doesn't matter what they think. You only live one life, and you do what's best for you. Nobody else has to live that life but you. And if you're not happy, there's no point in living that life. Like, we want to live our best fulfilled life, and I encourage everyone to do it. Just be yourself out loud. And those are my parting words.
Le pregunté si tenía algunas otras palabras para ustedes. Dijo que siempre seas auténticamente tú, no tengas miedo de ser quien eres tú mismo, vive tu vida para tu felicidad y no la de los demás, porque solo tienes una vida y la tienes que vivir para ti misma, que te hace feliz, que es lo que quieres hacer tú. Y si alguien te dice algo malo, no le creas, porque tú haz lo que tú tengas que hacer. Yeah. You want to plug in your social media?
Okay, I am on WifeyLifeFitness. It's _ WifeyLifeFitness on Instagram. WifeyLifeFitness on Facebook. I have a TikTok which has my Zoey's Creationz and my WifeyLifeFitness and just random stuff because I just like TikTok a lot. And it's called WifeyLife We're doing the August challenge, ladies, accountability challenge.
Okay.
And I'm giving away a free cup. Let me get my cup. Let me get the cup.
Oh, this is cute. So, is that a speaker?
It's a Bluetooth speaker cup, right? How cute is that? And it has all the credentials on there. So it's WifeyLifeFitness, Instagram, and Facebook. Shout out to Bama, Texas for making the cups. And then it has a little speaker. So like whenever you're doing a boot camp or you're working out outside, and you need to stay hydrated.
I've literally never seen anything.
I've never seen it, and I love it. So all you have to do to enter is just tag WifeyLifeFitness. If you're working out, we're encouraging each other. Go to the gym. You can do any workout. If you're walking outside, if you're swimming, you can do Zumba.
Okay.
Do Zumba. You can do everything. Just tag us. And at the end of the month, this is my cup, so I'm not going to give this one away. But I am giving a brand new speaker, Bluetooth, WifeyLifeFitness cup away to somebody who has tagged us and won in our special prize.
Ooh. I think I'm going to have to do that.
All right.
Lo pueden encontrar en Instagram, WifeyLifeFitness, right? Yes.
Yes, WifeyLife.
O en Facebook, WifeyLifeFitness, también en Instagram como Zoey's Creationz, o en TikTok, WifeyLifeCreationz.
WifeyLifeCreationz, yep.
Va a tener un concurso en mes de agosto. Si la etiquetan cuando van al gimnasio o hacen algún ejercicio, le van a entrar a una rifa donde pueden ganar un vaso que tiene un speaker, ¿cómo se dice speaker? ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice? Bocina, una bocina conectada a el vaso, y les va a regalar esto si ganan la rifa. Solo tienen que etiquetarla cuando hagan alguna forma de ejercicio. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay, more from you.
What do you want to know about you?
I mean, what's the next part? Like, what do we? I'm a fan. I want to know, like, how often can I find these podcasts? Like, where can I find them?
Oh yeah, because we got your people on
Yeah,
here
my
too.
people.
Hey.
It's women supporting women for me. All right.
I'm reading my shirt.
All right.
Okay, so for those of you who do not know, my name is Bianca, and I am the podcast host of the Married.Mommy.Maestra podcast. I started this podcast in February after going through a bit of a rough time. I went through postpartum depression, and I did a couple of things that I'm not proud of, and so I just wanted to, you're revamping your brand. I revamped my life. I was like, I need a new purpose in life. I started a podcast, and I've been going weekly ever since. You can find my live streams are on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And the episodes will be posted every Sunday. You can listen on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Music. You can literally listen wherever you want. And I, the majority of the time, talk to other women, other young men, just people. I want to get people to tell their story. I had a chance to tell my story during my first episode. So just get people to tell their story, how we find our form of success. And just like you were saying about like PCOS, like you don't know unless you talk about it. Yeah. And so a lot of us are going through a lot of the same things and we don't know because we don't talk about it. So I have people on here telling their story, helping connect other people, and also helping support small businesses, because I do talk to a lot of small business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs, and you know, that's the podcast.
It's a vibe for me. I love it.
And we got wine outside.
All the time. That's all I need. I have water too.
Yes.
Right. Detox to retox. Wait, detox to retox. Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and obviously, well, not obviously, because yeah, but you probably not. It is a bilingual podcast. I do Spanish and English as well. Get an opportunity for like my family and my people to be able to understand what it is that we talk about as well. So. And
I'm also doing a Rosetta Stone program, so now I know about half Spanish by being here with you.
Yeah. But are there any questions?
Love you all. Love you too, Mom.
Thank you.
Look at you, just spreading the positivity. I love it.
But Shayla's people, you can find me at Married.Mommy.Maestra on Instagram. You can find me at Married.Mommy.Maestra on Facebook. And Married.Mommy.Maestra on TikTok as well. But yeah, that's it. And I don't see any questions. So I think we're good to go.
I think we are good. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell my story, to be silly and goofy, and just to be like, just to create a belonging space for me to be my authentic self, to tell my story, and just to share platforms because it's so beautiful. And you inspired me, girl, because I was like, how she doing I'm a fan, she doing a podcast. I'm out here trying to like be like you when I grow up, my girl. So I really appreciate you, and just keep on doing and stay consistent.
Thank you,
girl. We don't have the shirts. Just let me know we need the bags, just whatever merch. We'll work on it. And it'll be on our website. It'll be on the website. And y'all can support. So
thank you for being here, and thank you everyone for listening. I do want to, plug as well. You can subscribe to be a patron on my Patreon, where I do exclusive episodes. Y'all thought this was a little bit like, yeah, no. Those exclusive episodes are a little wild. So I recommend you go and become a patron. All of my links are on my bios of all of my social media platforms. And there's different tiers, gets you different, lets you unlock different things. And yeah, I think that's it.
But yeah, it's worth it, y'all. Cause you never know. So, we gotta be rated G. You never know.
Yeah, because I'm
you can just walk on over to Patreon and
I
never know what you might get.
Yeah, I have some stuff on there. So, subscribe to that. Yes. That's it.
That's it. Is women supporting women.
Women supporting women.
That's the thing.
I'm gonna bleed my shirt, and
I'm gonna do a screenshot of this. It's gonna be this on the shirt. Okay, screenshot. All right, that's it. That's the picture.
All right,
y'all.
Bye, people.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
support. Shout out to the women, entrepreneurs, small business, Cherry Mom.
Shout out to Mom.